And this is Boots. My cousin Diego has recently contracted pneumonia. And he needs our help. Will you help us? What was that? I can't hear you! Okay, great, Biolonos! We're in the middle of World War I and it looks like someone needs our help.
In a war, it's just me, myself, and I.
Boots, we talked about this. You need to learn to help others too.
Fine. But if I hear gunshots, I'm bouncing.
Hola, Boots. Soy Doma. Are you sure you're old enough to be in the middle of a war?
Oh, don't worry. We're the live-action version, all grown up.
Well, your sense of style begs to differ, but I am a German medic, and I've been fighting in this war since I came out of university. And I've seen so many good soldiers die from bacterial infections. Can you help me find a cure to strep?
Of course we'll help you. We need to find a cure for our own disease too.
Okay, let's go.
And this is Boots. My cousin Diego has been infected with pneumonia. And we need your help. We just visited Dr. Joe Mock and he is looking for a cure for strep.
That's kind of a I think that would help you because I love talking about the immune system.
Hold up. The what?
The immune system is your body's way of fighting infections. Remember to never dry binge your wound. You know the vibes. Wow. And also, when you're binging your wounds, remember to soak your gauze in salt water so your leukocytes can thrive. If you know, you know. I know. Let me just tell you guys about the state of the medical industry. Just let me get cleaned up.
Ben.
The British doctors have been treating wounds with antiseptic. It seems to kill off the bacteria and solve the problem, right? The antiseptic only worked on the situations like certain injuries from the Boer War.
What kind of certain injuries?
I was getting to that. The Boer War occurred at high altitudes in a dry environment, and the wounds were from bullets shot from far distances. That made the injuries really simple and clean. So infecting them with antiseptic would just make for an easy fix. But the conditions of this war are much different.
Different how, dog?
I was getting to that. This war involves shrapnel injuries, excessive rain, and moist soil getting into the injuries. That way, antiseptic doesn't work on those wounds.
This guy is really boring. I think I want to get out of here. Okay, let's go. Okay, Boots, we just learned how horrible things are in the field of medicine. I'm so glad Dr. Almroth is helping educate other doctors.
Yeah, things are so not lit for them right now. Like, that omelet guy, he is so thirsty for attention, he needs to take a chill pill.
You mean Almroth?
Same difference. Let's see what the map has to say about where we should go next.
Okay, the map says we have to visit Domak again to learn about serum therapy.
Not that guy again. Sup, Domak?
Sup, dudettes. Come on in.
So, what's been poppin'?
Well, as you can see, I'm a doctor. I just graduated from med school and now I work at a hospital in Kiel.
Any luck in that cure for bacterial infection? I'm getting really worried about it.
Where is Dora? I am in such pain.
Navi, there's nothing I can do. All the doctors have tried, but they still can't come up with a cure for bacterial infections. It's Aiko. There's a new thing called serum therapy, and it's all the rage right now. It's hashtag trending on scientific articles.
Serum therapy? What the heck is that?
It's basically when you take the infected blood of a diseased person and you inject that into any animal, and the animal is then able to produce these little particles called antibodies, and these antibodies are able to recognize the protein on the diseases, so it's very helpful in strengthening the immune system.
Excuse me, but how would that even help?
Well, actually, we suck out the blood of these animals and we then centrifuge it. And in the serum at the top, also known as the supernatant, It's where all the white blood cells and antibodies are found.
White blood cells? What's so important about some white cells?
You imbeciles, you need to learn to be patient. No wonder all these millennials are so crazy right now. They grew up watching you on TV. Back to my story. So we take this serum and we inject it into humans, and then it essentially serves as a cure for the disease.
But aren't there some problems with that? Like, isn't that really time consuming and also take a lot of resources? And what if the patient dies before you even find a cure for them?
Yeah, and aren't there way too many different kinds of bacteria for that to be a practical solution?
Wow, you guys are smarter than you look. What you said is surprisingly correct. Scientists generally don't consider serum therapy to be an effective cure for bacterial infections.
I guess our search for the cure goes on.
That was not even helpful. Like, all that Domak guy did was just tell us all about this serum therapy that can't even help my homie D-Dog.
Chill, dudes. It's all part of the process. Let's see what to next.
Oh my god, Domak again? I can't with this guy. I swear, if he doesn't come through this time, I'm going to have to ghost him.
Ghost him.
Shut up, Boots. We have to listen to what he has to say.
But if I have to listen to another scientist talk about their scientific discovery, I'm literally gonna cry.
There went to when Horlin and I made sulfur-containing azotes that would stick more firmly to wool. Wait, if I'm not tripping, they could stick more firmly to bacteria and become more medically reliable.
Wait, what did she say?
I love attaching sulfur-containing side chains to azo dye. This little one is called sulfanilamide, or sulfa for short. It's so easy to make and cheap to use, and it can link to other molecules like a piece of cake. I can integrate it into as many azo dyes as I want. And that's on azo.
Wait, this is way too confusing. Let's flash forward a bit.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite lab assistant, Gershon. Here is the KL695, the first sulfa-containing azo dye I've ever seen. Too bad I was out vacationing when they were developed.
Dr. Domak, while you were vacationing, I did some friendly experimenting with the mice.
And they died as usual?
Actually, no. I did a strep test on Claire's new chemical. The mice infected with the strep test were injected with KL695, and they didn't die like we predicted. Actually, they were all jumping up and down. Lively! Here are my results.
That's amazing.
I know. Now, you will be famous.
Thank you.
She seems nice. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Bet.
Let's go see how Bayer is doing with their new drug development.
Chill out, Dora. We all know what happened the last time you and drugs were involved.
Okay, I've learned from my mistakes. Diego's life is at stake here.
Might be. What's poppin', homies?
Hi, I'm a researcher at Bayer. We've been trying to find a new cure, now called streptozan, but nothing's really going well. We've been experimenting with different azo dyes and different chemicals, but nothing seems to work.
Any new discoveries at all?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell you this, so keep it on the DL, but we discovered that regular sulfa on its own works just as well as sulfa with azo dye. But we're not supposed to tell anyone because sulfa is really cheap to make on its own and we wouldn't make any profit.
Oh, so you all about that moolah. I got you.
I can't believe they already have a cure for strep, but they won't even release it. I wonder how long it will take for people to realize the truth about sulfa.
Oh my god, I want to spill the tea. Dora, can I please tell everyone about the cure?
Okay, let's look at the map. Oof, it looks like you're a little too late. Some French scientist named Farnow already discovered the truth.
Those French baguettes always stealing my thunder. Ugh.
Well, it looks like Bayer's still going strong, but everyone is obsessed with sulfa now. Everyone's making their own version of the drug.
At least everyone's hip now.
Well, actually, it looks kind of bad in America. People are dying from these off-brand drugs. Let's take a look. I've been hearing about how a lot of people have died in Tulsa, Oklahoma after taking a drug called elixir sulfanilamide. I want to know more about this.
We should talk to Dr. Massengill. He's the president of a huge patent medicine company who created the elixir.
What's patent medicine?
Well, basically, proprietary drug makers make patent medicines, and usually they focus more on advertising the product than actually making sure it works.
What's you on about, Legs?
Dr. Massengill! Perfect timing! Tell us what was in your drug that killed so many people!
Well, basically, I mixed a little bit of sulfur with some diethylene glycol as a base.
What's diethylene glycol?
Diethylene glycol is the only substance that was able to dissolve the sulfur successfully. It is kind of an industrial solvent for soaps, but who cares about that? I'm all about that moolah, right? Profound.
Dr. Massengill, diethylene glycol is the reason over 100 people died after taking your elixir. Patent companies need to be held responsible.
New York Senator Royal S. Copeland, I'll take my leave.
Yes, I'm New York Senator Royal S. Copeland. Yes, I pioneered the effort to fight for stronger drug laws and strengthen the role of the FDA in drug regulation. The FDA had really limited control on patent drug companies, but after the Tulsa incident, people really realized the danger of patent medicine. And in 1938, we made the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act.
The what? Oh yeah, that act. I remember now. It made it so that all drugs had to be approved safe before they reached the market, and all ingredients had to be listed on labels, and misuse warnings had to be put on the bottle. It made it so that the FDA had to approve all new drugs.
Those requirements are so profound. I'm so glad the medicine used to treat Diego will be safe because now companies are required to run experimental tests on the drugs they release.
Yeah, a lot of companies established or dramatically increased the size of their research laboratories.
Sounds like the new era of antibiotics will be fueled by new scientific drug development.
Yeah, we've recently improved the first drug we've used with this new system. It's called sulfapyridine, and it's made in Britain.
A new variant of sulfa?
Yeah. Everyone's trying to make sulfa more effective and less toxic. I heard this company in Britain called May & Baker, the creators of sulfapyridine, they're just getting their workers to make educated guesses and find random molecules together with sulfanilamide.
So they just bonded stuff randomly? Doesn't that seem really time consuming?
Yeah, it is. Because no one really knows what sulfa's effect is on stopping bacteria. So we don't really know how to improve the compound. What everyone's doing is just following the Germans and binding molecules with random stuff on the shelf. It doesn't work in some cases, but it works in some, like sulfapyridine.
What the heck? Anyway, what's sulfapyridine?
It can cure meningitis, strep throat, and staph infections. Oh yeah, and it's a replacement for serum therapy because it can be used against pneumonia.
Where is Dora? I am in such pain.
Vamonos! We must go tell the doctor about this new sulfapyridine!
I totally was not sleeping on the job and you saw nothing.
You must have heard about sulfapyridine. We must!
Oh, yeah, of course I heard about it. I already gave it to Diego.
All these sulfa things are so cool, but like, how does it even work?
Well, sulfa medicine actually uses an anti-metabolic approach. So it serves as an imposter as metabolites that the bacteria need to survive.
Wait, so how is it an imposter?
Well, scientists found that whenever yeast is around, it served as kind of an anti-sulfa, or something that made the sulfa not work. And they identified this anti-sulfa molecule to be para-aminobenzoic acid, or PABA for short. And basically the reason why this works is that the PABA is commonly used as a metabolite for bacteria, but sulfa is very similar structurally and chemically to the PABA, so that bacteria accidentally bind to sulfa instead of PABA, but they're not able to actually metabolize this, so they just end up dying.
So if the bacteria bind to the sulfa, they'll starve. But doesn't this mean that sulfa will only work if the bacteria rely on finding PABA in the environment to survive?
That's a good point you make. Yeah, it all depends on how much that bacteria depend on PABA, because sometimes they're able to produce their own, or sometimes it's not their primary metabolite.
Doctor, thank you so much for your help!
You're welcome, but it wasn't all me. I do have to credit the development of antibiotics.
Thanks for joining us on our journey to save Diego. Now we know that chemicals can cure disease. It was all thanks to Sulfa for creating interest in the field of antibiotics, which led to even more drugs being discovered. Until next time.
You help us? I can't hear you. Will you help us? What did you say? I can't hear you.
Dr. Massengill. Dr. Massengill.
Interesting, right? Profound. Profound.
Dr. Massengill.
Profound. Profound.
Dr. Massengill.
Profound. Profound.
Come on.
Profound.
Dr. Massengill.
Sorry.
Mixed a little. I mean, it is kind of a
Industrial.
So, this is why the millennials are so bad, because they grew up watching you. Can we redo that? That's
Oh, sorry, Dora.
Yeah, we recently approved our first drug using this new system. It's called sulfapyridine, and it's made in Britain.
The what?
Yeah, we've recently improved. Sorry, it's approved. My bad. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we recently improved the first drug we.
I've been hearing about how a lot of people have died in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Sorry.
wait.
Am I supposed to wait 3 seconds? 2!
You waited like 1 second.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Go.
Doctor, thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome, but it was the development of antibiotics, not all me. That was in slow-mo.